This is a continuation of the previous vid that I just did, and this is still on the Fekkare Yesus. So get your copy from lojsociety.org, or you can go on rastafarigroundation.com. And I think you go to books. It's easier or faster if you have a PayPal account. You know what I mean? But furthermore, and not wet much, the revelation of the prophet John, right? Or not the prophet, the Saint John, right? Revelation 5. No, this is Revelation of Saint John 5 and 4 and 5. Chapter 5, verse 4 and 5. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said to me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, Moa and Besazet and Negeda Yehuda, the root of Dawit, right? The seed of Dawit, right? The race of David, or Dawit, through the Yehudites, right? And we come from Judah, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. So that's speaking about when His Imperial Majesty, back in 1961, loosed the book of the 7 seals, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, right? So therefore, any person is able to follow the situation of the world Elohim previous in ancient time had spoken by the Kalkidan, together with the Nabiya in the Nabiya or the Nabi, and afterwards in the New Testament the Kiddush Kidan has interpreted concerning the world situation, enlightened for the apostles the witness he told them. Prior, I realized that it would be proper for the people in a short preparation for me to, in present time, for me to present and part from that which is the explication of Yesus or Yahushua, right? And so that brotherhood and respectiveness among whomsoever may be human being. So this is for I and I light. This is for I and I righteousness in our own right. Not in our own righteousness. This is Yahweh. This is a warning. So that's in my Abba Memphis Kadus. Ahadu Amla. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Memphis Kadus, the Holy Spirit, you're one. Hi. In His divinity, the end without beginning, and name Hashem, and body and work, 3 being equal or balanced in divinity and nature and existence or being and rulership and authority, right? This is Yahweh El Shaddai or El Elyon, right? He who is forever, eternally living, He who is the Negus Neges, right? The ruler, right? Or the Geetza, the master, Geetach, and our master of rulers, right? So this is the manifestation of Etamawi Haile Selassie right here, right? The Memphis Kadus. He who is in the heaven and the one who is in the earth, and all creation, all oneness or unity, for the continual praise worthy the one Elohim. We have faith in one who is in the Abba, the one who was in the Son, and the one who's in the Memphis Kadus. We begin to write the explication of Yesus. When the Gad gathered the apostles on the Mount of Olives in the last age, right? That which to happen in the generation to come. So this is when Yahushua right now is walking, right? So then you got Yahushua, and then you got His Imperial Majesty, then you got the after His Imperial Majesty, or the resurrection of that, when you remember that, or the memorial of that, or Yijah, right? So Mount of Olives in the last age, that which was to happen in a generation to come. What is the sign? So what is the warning? What is the signal, right? Please tell us. They said, they begged, or asked beseechingly, or Gaia, or our master, or Gaia Tachin, right? Master. And Yahushua answered them and said, O beloved ones, my chosen ones, my elect, my siyum, my friends, right? In the last age, for the generation to come, an evil sign will be created. An evil sign will be created a star with a tail. That time in all countries there will be great, difficult, dire straits, or beef, right? Official from official, king against king. You know what I'm saying? Generals and generals, or general against general. The whole rank and orders of the military bases, right, will be at enmity with one another, which we're in right now. So it's talking about right now. So will hate and be at enmity with one another. Hail and stones, fire, sulfur, ashes will rain down. Right, that's what's happening right now. You can even look over in Russia. You could look over in Iraq. You see what I'm saying? You can look over in Nigeria. You can look over in Africa. You can looking over in South Africa or South America, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Asia. You know what I'm saying? Even in Asia, there's catastrophic events, or in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Or in what's that flight? Flight
370.
370. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These are all judgments. You know what I'm saying? These are all terrors and things to keep you away or distracted from Yah, or from the coming of the elect, or the chosen one, or the Redeemer, right? Or the passing over of Christos, or Yahushua. So fire and sulfur, ashes will rain down, or when this star that has a tail passes by, there will be a series of natural effects, such as drastic weather phenomenons, hailstones, meteors, comets, space dust, as well as volcanoes, fire, and sulfur. The ashes may be caused by Nibiru. Now, Nibiru means to be enthroned, or he sat, or he was enthroned, right? Now, he would be Jah, would be Yahweh, or Yahweh's order. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that Yahweh wanted to be. So the way that Yahweh wanted to be is Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? So this is the memorial of that. You see what I'm saying? So this is why the weather seems strange. This is why people, or everything seems weird, or the earth seems very, very, very active. You know what I'm saying? Very vibratory. It's called, even the fall, right? The harvest season right now. Right now it seems like it's off. Not off, but it's in the speed. It's in light speed, moving light speed. You see what I'm saying? It's coming quicker. Even the tornadoes and the thunderstorms is more violent and more active. Even the volcanoes, even the earthquakes. This was going on back in 2010 in that earthquake in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? And that was the one that knocked it off its axis. When they was talking about Nibiru coming, they was talking about in one day the poles was going to shift, buildings was going to fall. It's not talking about the buildings. Those will fall eventually because the people are already falling. You know what I'm saying? This is the not the righteous seed. I'm talking about the evil ones. So you can see the destruction of the weed.
Wicked man.
You understand? The kiful. So, furthermore, or the star, that's why it has a tail, because that's Yah's judgment. This is all the debris and all that that you deserve. You know what I'm saying? So, or star of the 8th millennium. We're in the 8th millennium. The 8 is the Nook, or the symbol of life. Remember the in the days of Noah. Then Yahushua said that it's going to be in the days of Noah. People are going to party, you know what I'm saying, to do all these wicked things, and then they're going to be told the truth, and they're going to neglect it, right? The time that they thought that he wasn't there is when he got them, right? So he comes like a thief in the night, during the night. So known to the ancient Ethiopians and alluded to here directly in the opening of the Fekkare Yesus. So this is just the beginning. So Ezekiel 38:22. And I will plead against him with pestilence, and with blood, with life and waste, and I will rain on him, and on his bands, on his army. He will reign on him. He will rule, or his law, this law, right, that Yah has, or Yah has rulership or authority over, right, his kingdom, is against or higher than this law that we're living in the world, right, or the so-called law of the high seas, or the so-called, whatever you want to call it, their government or orders. There's a higher law than that, right there. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's throwing us off balance. That's the distraction, because we're all Elohim's lights. You know what I'm saying? And we ascend to him whenever we go off, and then we regenerate, we procreate, because he's the procreator. So the procreator created himself. You know what I'm saying? So he's eternal. This is where we get numbers and stuff from. This is why everything's numbered. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a clock. So anyway, and on the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Now they thinking that this is physical things happen. But even if a volcano or something, or rain, or even if it was physical, it's because of the metaphysical. It's because of what's going on earth. You know what I'm saying? So Elohim judging it, he's fixing it, just like he did in the days of Noah. He wiped them out. He wiped off all the wicked and kept one righteous branch and planted it in the earth. You know what I'm saying? And it grew. And now the weed crept in, or the fly crept in, or because they had maggots. They had some garbage because we had ones and ones falling from the truth, and they stayed, or they made it with the maggots, and the trash ate. The maggots ate the trash, and then the flies made a nest. You see what I'm saying? And it grew. So now we got this whole war going on. You understand? So be careful that none deceive you, that none deceive us. Plural. That's why I say plural in parentheses. In that time, saying that I am Moshiach, I'm the way, I'm the Christ. Listen to how it's saying that I'm the way, right? They shall come in his name, right? And many people and groups will be deceived, and warfare will rise on all the continents. Now, is that not happening right now? Yes or no? Go do your research. For this is necessary to be, keep on your guard. Yahushua would say this is necessary to be, like this is the Abba's will. Remember, he's a lion, right? He's the conquering lion. So, lion roared. So, however, the end is still not yet. People shall rise up against people, and nation or governments shall rise against another nation, right? Famine, pestilence, earthquakes. It could be a shift of powers. You know what I'm saying? A shift of higher powers. You know what I'm saying? Or different ranks and orders because of the hatred. You know what I'm saying? They're going to diminish different. There's certain presidents and certain rulers or certain treasuries or certain treasurers or keepers of the law that are on a hit list. You know what I mean? They want to take each other out. Why? Because they hate each other for whatever reason. Because they all are patriotic about their own apostasy. So famine and pestilence and earthquakes shall be or happen in various places. And all these are the beginning. This is the beginning of the birth pains, right? Or pangs of birth in the new age, of the coming age. And this is the kingdom. So this is why we're in the this is the 8th millennium, and this is the life, right? This is the light. So this, right now, we're moving at the speed of light, right? I'm talking about Elohim seasons. I'm talking about space in Jah's time. I'm not talking about the Julius calendar or Julius Caesar calendar. I'm not talking about anybody's worldly calendar. I'm talking about the heavens and the earth. It's calendar, the clock, the heavenly clock. You know what I'm saying? They're moving at the speed of light because earth is being changed, right? So Elohim's lighting it up through how? Christ. So this is the sign of the blood moons, right? The sign of the blood moons. So the first one was Yod. You know what I'm saying? The Yod, Hey, Wow, Hey. And this is the whole manifestation of the name. So this is Elohim's spirit on the earth. He's going to pour his spirit out on the earth. Remember the wine press, right? That's filled up with blood, and he's going to pour it out. You know what I'm saying? Because the whore that's filled up her cup with blood. So Elohim's going to pour out his spirit against them. This is what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So don't be ashamed or don't be scared whenever you see these certain things happening on the news. Don't be scared whenever these crazy or whatever's going on in these schools, them shooting up the schools. They deserve that. Why? Because they're not doing it right. They're not teaching nobody nothing in these schools. You see what I'm saying? They just want to teach you. They just want to trap you. You know what I'm saying? It's a trap because they're not elevating your mind. I'm not saying don't go to school. Of course, school yourself. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you do that? That's the only way to really live. So do that, but understand that these are judgments. When these things happen, these are judgments. You know what I'm saying? That has to happen because man, not man, but the weed or the seeds of or the host of Satan, right, is causing our consciousness to fall. So there's a righteous remnant to enlighten ones and ones, or the lost sheep, right? We're sent to enlighten the lost sheep so we can light the world. That's Yah's way of lighting the world up. So this is the start of that. This is the start of that. So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It's about to get a lot worse for the world. Not for I and I, but for the world. So if you worship, whatever your religion is, you know what I'm saying, I suggest highly that you go to the way of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and Yahushua Mashiach, right? Know the name, know Yahweh, know Yahushua, praise his name, because it's real. So anyway, and I will call for a sword against him. The verses that I was reading about was, it says, be alert in that time, in the coming age, right? It says Matthew 24, verses 4 through 9. Mark chapter 13, verses 4 through 10. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 21. Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 21. And I will call for a word or a sword against him throughout all my mountains. Throughout all my mountains would be, okay, when you think of a mountain, you think of a high power, right? Or a higher power, because when you're on a mountain, you're looking down. You understand, because you're high, right? So these are the ones who sits in the high places, right? Or rule. These are the ones who rule the land, because you got high places and then you got ones who rule the land. You see what I'm saying? There's different heights. So say if Yahweh Elohim, right? Every man, this is really Yahweh Tsebaot, you character, Yahweh Tsebaot. Every man's word shall be against his brother. You know what I'm saying? This is his host, because their word or their apostasy, their falling away from the true way, or the true Christ conscience, right? The true blue, right? The true way, causes them to war against themselves or each other, because none of them are right. So anyway, Ezekiel 38:21. In that time many people will stumble, be offended. They will give one another, betraying each other and themselves to death, which they do now, due to rebellion or lawlessness, pride, and subtlety. The love among people or humanity will be destroyed or perish. They will be no trust, there will be no trust, and one and another will regard each other as the beast or animal type of monster. Like, they'll condemn one another. Since you do that, I'm gonna do this. Or why you always do that? And the person that's judging, right, is on the same thing that they're on. So they ain't even get their self right. I mean, I was in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta recognize that and then move on. Once you recognize that, you got a chance. Once he brings it to you on that level, you got a chance to change. If you truly love him, then you'll change. Point blank, period. And so anyway, in that time, be alert. Matthew 24:12. This gospel of the kingdom will be preached or proclaimed, right? So that it will be a witness against the Gentiles. The Gentiles will be the nations, or the other nations, right? In that time, the end will come. But remember, Yah is calling the Gentiles too. There's a calling for the Gentiles, right? But when he's saying other nations, they're just other nations that Elohim, Elohim multiplies himself. You know what I'm saying? It was a miraculous thing that he just did. Because through Satan's hatred, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh increased. You know what I mean? Because we all work together to get the evil out. Right? Anyway, the end will come. But you are being evil, be alert. But you being careful, be alert, be on guard. Matthew 24:11. So in that time, there will be, Matthew 24:11, it says, in that time, there will be great tribulation or an important disaster, right, that has not been since before the creation of the world till today, and not be or happen from hereafter. And in those months or seasons, for those pregnant and with soul life, or mothers, right, and like this, woe to them, to the nursing of mothers, infants, and all those who give suck and breastfeed. So these are the ones who's just now getting it. And these days, I'm talking about just not like has been sleeping. No, I mean like super duper dead. Like he was rejecting it. So those are the ones who, or even the ones. Let's refer it. Let's break it down because I want to really analyze this. So in that time there will be great tribulation, great trouble, right, or an important disaster, right? So or crisis, right? This is even bear witness to the Ebola, you know what I'm saying, or Ebola, whatever you want to call it. I say Ebola, Ebola, right? That virus that's been going around. See what I'm saying? So that has not been since before the creation of the world until today, presently, right? And not be, I'm not saying that this is talking about that directly. I'm just saying that that's an element or attribute of this time. That's a sign of the time. Anyhow, from hereafter, in those months or seasons for those pregnant and with soul or with life, the mothers, and like this, woe to them. Okay, so be careful for those who are with soul or those who are with life because it is time, because it's dangerous, right? Because this is I mean they injecting poison in the world. I mean this is a high level of thinking. They just created or generated something that has never existed. You see what I'm saying? Or it might have existed because they created it and they just now putting it out. It could be whatever virus. It could be AIDS. It could be Ebola. It could be whatever. Especially Ebola, because that's just something brand new. Like how everybody just get that. That's just like H1N1. You know what I'm saying? And they got code names for them because everything's a matrix. They got certain names for them because they're different experiments and stuff that they're testing on people. And then they want you to get the vaccines for them. They want you to get the vaccines for them so they can pay their doctors and stuff off. You see what I'm saying? Because when they pay their doctors and stuff off, I mean, those are the keepers of the law. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep your body healthy, then you won't have to worry about none of those things. See, Elohim keeps your body healthy. He makes your soul prosper. You see what I'm saying? So if you do that, because Elohim's the nurturer, but he's the provider. You know what I'm saying? So this is a yin and a yang. It's a positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? It attracts. It's one, and that's life right there. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they try to distract or distort. You know what I mean? They make you want to. They make you elect. They want to get you to go elect the president. So they want you. They want you to elect the president instead of going to Christ or going to Yahweh through Oshia. You know what I'm saying? They want you to. They want you to say like for instance for all these holy days, right? All these holy days and these so-called Sabbaths that they created in their own form in their own way that never existed. You know what I'm saying? They have their own forms, but we can't serve Yahweh. You understand? When we burn Ishans, we can't praise Yahweh through herbs. Why? I mean, who said that? Who says that though? A devil, right? You know what I'm saying? A devil, right? I mean, if this is a natural thing, right? If this is a natural order of thing, right? How in the world can your law say that this can't be if this is still existing? So what is really existing? Is there a fallen? You know what I'm saying? There's a systemic anomaly. You know what I'm saying? There's a sin nature. So Christ had to descend and then ascend. You understand? But when he descended, nobody recognized him. That's just like his imperial majesty. Nobody recognized his imperial majesty to be Elohim when they did, when they seen him, when they seen it and recognized it, they didn't want to bow. Just like Lucifer, just like Satan, right? Just like Satan. That's why he got kicked out. That's why he got kicked out. You see what I'm saying? So then, once he know, now, once you know that this is Elohim, right? Now, once you know that this is the truth, what do? Do you receive it? You got to receive the truth. Just because you know the truth, that don't mean that you receive it. You got to apply what you know. You see what I'm saying? And then live that. So if you truly love him, even when you fall, he'll catch you. And then you just continue to walk the way. So then it says, and those, oh yeah, we read that, and like this woe to them, to the nursing mothers of infants and all those who give suck or breastfeed. And as for those days, if it had not been for the kind of chosen people, the true Christian, right, not one of all who are clothed in flesh, carnal life form. See, we're spiritual beings in the temple of Elohim. The body is the temple. This is a temple right here. You understand? This is Elohim's temple. Elohim's spirit is in your temple, right? Not your temple, but this is his temple that he created for himself. You understand? You got to present your. This is why Ras Tafari, right, is all about self, respect the self, the soul, right? Respect Jah, right? Respect the the one who's in, the one who's within, right? And that's the source or the force that comes from within, right? So anyway, not one of all who are clothed in flesh would be saved, right? Preserved or spared. Therefore, pray diligently that your flight or fling do not be in the winter or on the Sabbath, weekly or annual. So never stop doing the Sabbath readings. Never stop doing, you know what I'm saying? Don't let your flight be in the winter. When we fly away, we flying away from here. You see what I'm saying? Flying away from here because this is a distress. This is a disaster right here. This is a crisis right now. You know what I'm saying? We living in hell because even innocent people, you know what I'm saying? Look at the whole Boko Haram thing. I mean, why would you go and kill or leave 200 girls hostage? For what? To prove what? That your what law or your religion has to be something, right? So it's for each one's pride. Remember, Satan is prideful. It's pride. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was better than Jah's way. You know what I'm saying? All y'all got to do is just to say to do something, tell you to do something. You should go do it. If not, then you just die. Anyway, keep my command, my order. Matthew 24:19-20. It say, for in that time my pretender my pretender, he said, Christ Yahushua said you got pretenders, right? And pretender prophets shall arise. So this is the time they're going to arise. This is the time where it gets hectic right now. So this is where they arise, right? They bubble up. And if any say to you all, behold, look and see, Christos is here, this is the way, or there he is, don't trust him. Now you may say, the world may say, oh, his Imperial Majesty ain't Elohim, or his Imperial Majesty ain't Christ in his kingly character. Yahushua ain't black, right? But they don't study. See, this is not me saying this. This is I, right? Or me, if that's who you want to accuse, right? Because Satan is an accuser, right? Bear witness to what's being written for thousands, millions, trillions, eternally. We just forgot. So now he has to write it for you. Now we got to write it for you because you had it in your mind already. But since we so dumb, we fell so low, now we got to pick you up and hand you a book. Now we got to hand you a book and open it up for you itself. Now we got to come down from the highest height, right, and go stoop down low just to pick us up. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, they shall attempt to deceive the elect ones. The Siyum, see, let's run it back. Hold on, let's run it back. Okay, Christ is here, or Christ is there, right? The pretender Christ. Them don't accept what they are saying as the truth. Like they even got their heresies, like God loves everybody. God, man, y'all loves who loves him, who keeps his command. You understand? That's not everybody. That's why he's at war with the world. So they got different ways of how they think Elohim is, but they don't see him because they don't believe in him, because they don't believe in nothing but their own way of thinking. So this is why they die, not we. You understand? They who the weeds, they get cut down. So they shall attempt to deceive the elect ones, right? The Siyum, the even elect ones, these ones who are chosen, right? Us, right? By showing many amazing and great signs, right? Because they got amazing and great signs, right? Therefore, behold, like look, right? Search it out, look at it, right? And see, I have told you already, if they shall say to you that Christos is in the wilderness or in the inner chamber, do not accept them. For the coming of the Son of Man shall appear as lightning coming from the east to the west. So he's going to come in the speed of light. Pow! You see what I'm saying? So, in that hour, right, or the speed of light, Yahushua will be the light. So we're moving, what? Light speed. The righteous is moving light speed. There's a host of people on this planet today, the elect, that's moving light speed because we're lights, right? And we're lighting, or Elohim's lighting the world. So, learn the parable. Matthew 20, it says, in that hour, in this hour right here, this type, right, this part, this body right here, eat this right here. In that hour, be careful. So it says, Matthew chapter 24, verse 23 to 26. Learn the parable or the figurative story, the myth, the metaphor, the mystiel, the mystery of the fig. When her tops start to bud and her leaf is green, and that times as his or its time will draw near, you will all be assisted, right? You will all be assisted. And like this also, when you see this or these things, know that it or he is at the door. You see what I'm saying? He's at the door. You ain't see that from the sign of the first blood moon? We got to tell you again on the second one. Then he going to tell you again on the third one. Then you're going to probably finally get it on the fourth one. But you already going to be done. It's going to be done on the fourth one. You know what I'm saying? You probably done on the first one. You probably going to get the first one when it's already over and done with. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But you just so lost. You know what I'm talking to. But anyway, assisted like this also when you or all see this or these things, know that it or he or she is at the door. Truth I say to you all, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. So remember when he came down, right? His imperial majesty, right? Or even in through Yahushua, he came down, right? Or even through all the Christian ones, all the anointed ones, through the prophets, right? And all the forefathers, the patriarchs, right? Who was keeping the keepers of the covenant, or the keeper of the wall, or the keeper of the law, right? This is all being told. I mean, that's all being passed away, right? Or their time passed away, but they always kept the order, or they always kept the word. But we forgot. Why do we forget? Because it's false light. We've been looking at the wrong light and got blinded. You see what I'm saying? They're looking up instead of looking from within, or looking at the actual book instead of reading the book, instead of reading what's there already in your hand, right? They want you to look at the TV. They want you on the internet. You can use the internet to look something up. You know what I'm saying? You can watch what's on the news. Go to CNN. Happening was over on whatever continent, whatever country. You see what I'm saying? And bear witness to the truth, and do the characteristics, match up the word. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you could do a real deep study on history and what's been going on, and you'll really see it. You'll see the prophecy being fulfilled in Russia and Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Or the chapter Ezekiel 38 and the whole chapter of 38. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, learn the parable. So learn the parable. Now Matthew 24:32. It say, but in that day and at that hour, except for the Father only, the angels, the messengers in heaven, and his serenity and his peace, and the Son, the Bane, no one knows, right? But he just gives us the message. We have a message for you. We got a key for you, right? But we don't actually know what's you know what I mean? His plan, his actual plan. We don't know how it's going to unfold. We just got to keep watch. Yo was saying that's why we keep sending signals and messages. That's like whenever the brain, you know what I'm saying? The brain work. You know, that's the tabernacle of the soul, right? Because that's what you use to think. So it got electromagnetic energy, or neurotransmitters, and that's the electricity. So we will be that electricity that's lighting up the earth. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we vibrating right now. Remember, light speed. So anyway, but in the day that in that hour, except for the Father only knows. So be alert because of this, and awake, and be awake, and be diligent in our studies. When it's saying be alert, be awake, be conscious, be Christ conscious, be black Christ conscious. Remember who we are. Remember his ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? Remember the culture. Remember the weight. Remember what he told us. Remember the logic. And be ready and be prepared or packed, because it's about to happen. It's already happening. But you know they ain't going to believe it. So they got to go. So after the tribulation of those months, the sun will darken. The sun will darken, and the moon her lights will she not give. And the stars from the sky, they will fall, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken, as if by an earthquake or an axle shift. Now you could see clearly that's when Nibiru came. That's when Nibiru. You already know that the pole shift. If you do the research, you can go on Google, you go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, you can go on Google and see the pole shift. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you living in a time or in a word where Elohim and Yahushua and Abraham and Isaac and Isaiah and Shem and Noah, all these ones and ones were saying before. So you better wake up. You better wake up. So anyway, in heaven it'll be seen. So the ones who are in this knowledge, we clearly see this, right? All the peoples of the earth will cry woe, right? Woe, yeah, woe. You know what I'm saying? Go look up the news and they will see him, right? But you don't see him. But you see the spirit though. You see what's going on. Did you not hear what happened? Oh, it's crazy. No, it's the truth. Look at the world. You know what I'm saying? It need to be worked on. But anyway, the Son of Man, when he comes in great power with much glory in the cloud of heaven. So in the cloud of heaven, they got you thinking that he's going to come in the cloud of heaven, right? Or in a cloud that's in the sky or some crap like that. You know what I'm saying? But we on a metaphysical level. This is why so there's two physical. They got you, us, only living or vibrating off these five senses. The five senses of the body, right? But there's a sixth sense, right? A sixth sense for the Son of Man, who's the sense, who's the sense or the way or the view, right? That you unlock within you. So in heaven it will be seen. And all the peoples of the earth will cry, woe, you know what I'm saying, of his power, right? And they will see him, the Son of Man, when he comes in great power and with Hayel, when he comes with Hayel, because Yahushua this kind is coming with judgment. This is a judgment on the world. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter if it happens in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It could take 5,000 years. It's going to happen, regardless of what you say. It's going to happen because it was written. You forgot. Anyway, the Son of Man, when he comes in great power and with much glory in the cloud of heaven, and he will send his angels, his messengers, with the voice of a trumpet. So this is the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all thinking that it's going to be a shofar, right? Or physical shofar. But this is the shofar. This is the trumpet. This is the trumpet of the kingdoms. Wake up. He said, wake up. Be watchful. Be awake. Stay alert. 12:16. Or Matthew 24:29. It said in that time, you got a couple verses right here, but I can't read them in Bamarenga right now. I got to touch up on that. I got to sharpen my sword on that. So you character for that. So in that time, there will be no forgiveness to all in the earth or in the land due to or because of the rebels or the lawless and the deceiver, right? So there's no forgiveness right now. So it's straight war. All war is going to be straight chaos everywhere. There's going to be chaos everywhere. Here, whether you don't matter where you go. The only way that you can really watch is if you're touching on this word and if you're vibrating off of that level of consciousness on the way of thinking, right? My greatness they have not known or are ignorant of, because their greatness or the greatness of Yahweh, Elohim, and the black Christ, right? They're ignorant of. They don't want to receive it because he's black. But if they will return to me, they don't want to go to the root, right, where it started, right? If they repent, have a change of way of thinking, and I will then forgive them, right? He'll have grace on you. He'll have mercy on you. He's telling you right here, right? But if they don't return to me and my face from them, I will turn. So his face, he will turn whenever you turn your face from somebody you ashamed of them, right? You ashamed of them and you ain't in that protection no more. So now you go against, he got his back towards you. He got his back towards you. So see how far off the world is? This is why he had to come. So from them I will turn. As Esau sold his birthright for something to eat and missed the blessing, missed the mark, right? He missed the blessing. They missed the blessing. They missed it when His Imperial Majesty lit up the world. In other words, by the Memphis Caduce, by the Holy Spirit, right? Those who I have given the adoption have turned it into idol worship. So those who even were given, right, the Memphis Caduce, right, His Imperial Majesty, right, Gave it up to idol worship. We got Rastafari who don't walk the way. Point blank period. Not the ones who make mistakes, right? But the ones who claim Rastafari and don't walk the way. You understand? Or claim to be Krishna or Christian, right? Or Christian, right? And don't walk the way. Don't even pick up your word. Don't even go up and study. Don't even do none of that. You feel me? But you want to, whenever he comes, you want him to come pay your bills, though. You want him to pay your rent. You want a new car. You want your grass cut. You want food in your stomach, but you don't want to praise the source. You don't want to go to the source. So you're already dead. So you're going to do it by yourself. You're going to bury your own grave. In that time, slander, pride, cursing, self-love, self-honor, accepting, bribes, and extortion. Judgment is twisted. Money stolen. See, this is what Yahushua, this is what he got on the whole world. Look, the world system, right? This is what he got on him. In this time, slander, pride, cursing, self-love, the loving of their self, their own religion or their own way of thinking, self-honor, accepting bribes, extortion, judgment is twisted, money stolen, killing of a brother, right? Perjury, witnessing falsehood or witnessing in falsehood because or stealing. Then they steal our identity. Then they call themselves Jews or they're Jewish, whatever they want to call it. They could be Jewish. You know what I'm saying? But we the true Yehudites. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to tell you that we come from Judah. They don't. The athletic warrior, Jah's warrior. You understand? They don't want to wake up Jah's warrior. Ooh. Stealing, speaking lies, destroying borders, landmarks, violating the limits, breaking fences, drilling homes, all of these become much. That's what they do in the hood every day. You got a new bandy built in the hood or abandoned house built down, then they build another one up, then they got new projects built up. You see what I'm saying? They even build new parks, but for what? In the next I say 5 years. That's to be generous. Maybe in the next 2 years, it'll be trash again. You know what I'm saying? Because we can only keep it but for so long. But why not build the whole community? You know what I'm saying? Why not fix the school system? Who rebuilds projects? Why wouldn't you rebuild a school? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you, I just don't get it. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, in that time, be careful. Book of Enoch 38, 17, John 7:21, and John 5:44. So this one is, in that time, women will not obey their husbands. And this is what you get. This is what you get today. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole. I'm not saying women don't have any rights, because they definitely do. I mean, that's the whole women against men. See how Satan try to bring the man against the woman. You know what I'm saying? There's no life in that. You see what I'm saying? Because Elohim is man and woman, male and female. You understand? Male and female aspect or energy, right? And that's the life. So anyway, and servants will not submit to their masters, right? Women will desire to sit in judges' seats or to be men, right? They adorn themselves with the male office tool weapon or the male office tool, whatever that is in their own language, whatever it be. And they will speak like this. We seat, right, in the judgeship or the judgeship. Remember Queen Judy, or Judge Judy. Let us judge judgment. They will say such and such things. What a woman says to her husband, you understand, will be distasteful, because even though they got these judges and this constitution and they got these laws and bylaws, they don't follow them. For one, the ones who got the most money are the ones who walk on water, you understand, and the ones who are poor die. So will be distasteful. And what a husband says to his wife will be distasteful. See how they got the husband and the wife fighting? How you gonna nurture your seed if y'all two fighting? You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna distort the mind, but it also has a reverse effect. I mean, it has a blessing to that, because Christ lifted up your conscience. He lifts up your conscience. So then you'll have a peace. You'll be at peace. You understand? In your family, you still have a chance, even though these things are going to happen. So you just got to know that these things are going to happen. right? And then change them whenever you see them. Just fix them up. That's all you got to really do is just fix it up. So she will not do the will or desire of her husband. Her husband because of his property or the property will make her patient or her reward, right? If she says okay to do his will, he will be happy for a time. And if she refuses or says no because of this or because of his property or whatever he owned, whatever he got, or the property, he will live sorrowfully, right? If she refuses. But anyway, I don't even. That's a whole nother level of that. So we're gonna stop right there because I can't really break that down and analyze it. But stay tuned.